नाराए रिसालत, नाराए हैदरी, हुसैनियत, यजीदियत, अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद. This is my last talk of this Ashrai Muharram 2024, and I shall be concluding the topic that I started on the 1st of Muharram. And the topic, just to recap the topic, that how we take help from history, or how history helps us towards understanding of Islam, Quran, and Ahlul Bayt. And along those lines, how we understand Sirat-e-Mustaqim. If we stick to that, Shaitan cannot make us astray. So that was the preamble. And that was also the research question which I posed to myself. Now, but before I proceed further, I would like you to say a Fatiha for all the Mu'mineen who were martyred in Muscat, Oman recently. 5 of them, they were gunned. And a few Mu'mineen were martyred in various cities of Pakistan, attending the majalis and the processions of Imam Mazloom. So let's do a Fatiha for all of them, including the Mazloomin and Mustazafin of Palestine and Gaza. Bismillah. Honorable Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, I would be concluding my topic as I said. But let's go back to the history a bit. The problem we face today is somewhat similar what Muhammad Ali Muhammad faced at that time, and Islam as a religion faced at that time. The threat of mushrikeen, it is said in Quran also, extensively mentioned in Quran. The menace of kafirin, and again, the danger from the munafiqeen. But the 4th dimension was added after Kufa. When the Kufa people, they betrayed the ambassador of Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. So the 4th term was added, was the neutrals. By the way, this term is already very notorious vis-a-vis Pakistani politics. So neutral used to be a positive term, but recently the way it has been selectively used by certain powerful elites in various countries. So neutral, the term neutral has become notorious now. And again, in Western political thoughts, I always quote Edward Heath, the conservative Prime Minister of Britain. He used to criticize the neutrals. He used to say in the House of Commons, most of his speeches repeatedly, that hottest corners in hell are reserved for those who remain neutral in a moral crisis. So we can't be neutral. In Du'a Nudba, we lambast the neutrals also. Neutrals were the people who damaged Imam Mazloom the most. Mushrikeen, they were conspicuous. Kafirin, they were completely clear. Munafiqeen, they remained ambiguous, and still they are. But these neutrals, these, moderate people. So this is said about moderation also. It's a good quality, but excessive moderation is also dangerous. So let me say, the first threat to Islam and Ahlul Bayt the threat of mushrikeen. After the first two battles, the Badr and Uhud, the pagans, as we call them, the mushrikeen, in the leadership of Abu Sufyan and Abu Lahab. So after Uhud, they were defined and described. And again, Kafirin were described at Mubahila. I'll go into detail in a little while. And Munafiqeen were defined and described at Eid Ghadir. And the neutrals are still being defined, and interpreted. By the way, a straight question, academic question. Iblis, the most dangerous entity in the universe, was he a mushrik? No, he wasn't. Was he a munafiq? No, he wasn't. Was he neutral? No. So we can condone him of these three dimensions. Okay? But he was kafir. Never in any verse or any surah or any chapter in the Quran, Iblis has been succinctly, clearly defined as mushrik. Iblis has been defined as wastakbara wa kana minal kafirin. That's the best definition and connotation we use for Iblis. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to after creation of Adam, he ordered all the angels that, look, you are in my worship. Now I order you that after having created Adam from teen, Adam from mud, Adam from clay, now I ask you to bow before him. So in today's term, wasn't that adding insult to the injuries? First the angel said, we are from Nur. You are not creating your vicegerent from amongst us. You are creating someone from this mud, which is going to be causing bloodshed and unrest and turmoil. And now you're saying that we bow before them, but they were in the worship. So all of them bow down. Allah said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ تَسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ. Exceptions. أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Not kana minal mushrikeen. Not kana minal mushrikeen. Or what Arabic term we use for the neutrals, we are still in there. And not wa kana minal munafiqeen. He was only kafir, kufr. So interestingly, at Mubahila, in the year 628, again, I'm using the Gregory calendar, 628, Mubahila was signed with the Christians of Najran. Christian, the people of book. By the way, as I mentioned before, and this is an established fact, that the Christians and the Jews, they are people of book. They are part of our larger Abrahamic faith. We respect them. We respect their religion. We have differences with them. We discuss with them. We debate with them. Nevertheless, we respect them. And they respect us also. So at Mubahila, the Kafirin, they were defined. And the Najran, the Christians of Najran, they came. And some riwayat, they say it was an oral agreement. It was a treaty between Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad, represented by Rasul Khuda Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nafs Rasul Maula Kainat Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Salawat. And Abiha bint Rasul, Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, Sayyida Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha, Imam Hasan alayhi salam and Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So only these five people on the planet, they were the truthful. So that was also definition and bifurcation of truth and falsehood. And anybody who came against them was absolute falsehood. Okay? And so that was, so a treaty actually was verbally signed between the Christians. And I tell you very frankly, I salute the Christian. This happened a year before the mundane disappearance of Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So from the year 631 to for the next 10 years, the Christians, they never violated, they never revoked, they never reneged their commitment what they made with Rasul Arabi Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For 10 years, this remained intact. It remained in power and in place. Interestingly, Hazrat Umar, in the year 641 or 642, different riwayat, he abolished this. An agreement by the most truthful five on earth, the Nur. It was abolished and withdrawn unilaterally. The Christians, they said, the people of Najran, they said, oh Umar, you're asking us, just like Benjamin Netanyahu is asking the people of Gaza, get out of there. Okay? So they asked Hazrat Umar that, look, your prophet, whose religion you are following, and whose Khalifa you claim to be, he signed this document with us. You cannot do it, you cannot withdraw this unilaterally. But Hazrat Umar said, whatever I'm saying, I'm the Khalifa, I have absolute power. So that's why it said about Lord Acton had some reasons that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So when so much of power comes to you, then you become beyond the law, above the law. So Hazrat Umar revoked that contract. And after that, Christians said, okay, fine. You are pushing us out of Najran, so we will come back. Okay? And that happened. And after that, Christians, they never trusted Muslims. Right from that time, when Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi was in Spain, he faced the first problem that all the Christians, whatever he was claiming to be, the Christian used to put him question that, look, Hazrat Umar also, your caliph. You call him Rashidun, one of the Rashidun. So even he reneged the commitment made by your prophet, the last prophet of Islam. And how can we trust you? So right from that time, whenever you go to Christian and you discuss this issue, that who is the nation that fulfills its commitment and remains steadfast on the commitment, and who is the nation that reneges that. So again, but the treaty are coexistence, symbiotic relationship with Christian that was sorted out, okay, at Mubahila. And we still respect the Christians for that. Still, the Archbishop of York, Archbishop of Canterbury, and all these big people, scholarly people, the Archbishop George Carey, Archbishop John Sentamu, Archbishop, I mean, all these people, they agree with that, and they respect the Prophet of Islam for that. Now, the second category that threatened Islam was the kafireen, the kafirun. So that was sorted, Allah sorted it out, above astakbara, wakana. So there is no ambiguity in kafireen. But the munafiqeen was defined. First, they were defined after Uhud, Battle of Uhud. You understand, I don't want to go into details. But second time, the munafiqeen were defined and a little more elucidated, expatiated in the year 628. So again, in the year 626 or 627, that was Sulh Hudaybiyah. the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. When Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he signed that treaty, this time with mushrikun, okay, and with pagans of, and after signing that treaty, this is called, in the confidence building measure, we say if we have to resolve certain issues, cardinal issues, irredentist issues, ideological issues, jurisprudential issues, we sit down and we negotiate. But in order to start a negotiation, we engender certain circumstances through which, so we create a level playing field on which we can agree upon that. So the level playing fields, so Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Hudaybiyah, he offered unilateral concession. He conceded. He said, whatever you do, I don't care, but I'll be conceding, just to make you happy. That wars we have fought so many. Now let's come to peace. And there, a treaty of, and Mawla Kainat Ali ibn Abi Talib, Babul Ilm, the most learned human being Allah ever created after Rasul Khuda, Muhammad Mustafa. He wrote it, the author of Hudaybiyah. And look at if you go, please do go to SOAS library, and in the basement go to the archival material over there. Plenty of that. There you pick up Surah Hudaybiyah. There's so many interpretation of that. And in Hudaybiyah, look at the words of, and if you take those words, trust me, I've got goosebumps. They look like as if they are Hadith Qudsi. I mean, all the words used in the Quran. And Mawla Kainat Ali ibn Abi Talib drafted that. And you know who managed that? Who managed that? The Sardar, the chieftain of pagans, the Mushrikeen, Abu Sufyan. Abu Sufyan reneged that in the year 629, 630. But then, at the time of the conquest of Makkah, he surrendered. What he did was, look at the transformation. Iblis, now this is the research question. Iblis was not mushrik, not munafiq, and not neutral. He was kafir. He was what he was. But this guy, Abu Sufyan, look at him. He skipped one category. He was a mushrik. He skipped being a kafir. Skipping that, he went straight into munafiqeen. And he became the chief of munafiqeen. So he withdrew from that treaty also, Sulh Hudaybiyah. And from there it started. There is not a single surah on mushrikun, although there is in details, thousands of words, thousands of verses they have been on mushrikeen. But there is not a single surah on mushrikeen. There is a small surah on kafirun, but there is a huge, big, lengthy surah on munafiqun. There's no surah on neutrals also. So look at this. So my conclusion is that Islam or Ahl Bayt, they were not damaged by mushrikeen, because shirk is with Allah. Allah sorts out. Allah knows how to deal with his enemy. So he's dealing with the mushrikeen. But the problem with Islam, by the way, name any killer, any assassin of any of the 11 Imam, alayhimus salam, who was a mushrik, who was a kafir, who was a neutral. Munafiqeen. The first 5 Imam Masumeen alayhimus salam were martyred by Bani Umayyah. And Bani Umayyah is synonymous with hypocrisy, munafiqat. And then the next 6, Imam Akram alayhimus salam, right from, now I always say, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam he occupies a unique history amongst the Imam. He's the only Imam who was subjected to the tyranny and zulm of Bani Umayyah as Banu Abbas. For the first, starting from 705 to 750, for the first 45 years of his life, he faced the brunt of the zulm of Banu Umayyah. And from 750, when Banu Abbas took over, AD again, for the next 15 years, he remained under the zulm of Banu Abbas. So Banu Umayyah and Banu Abbas, so they were responsible for the martyrdom. I'm not using the word killing. Martyrdom of 11 of our Imam. So with the mushrikeen, Allah is sorting out with mushrikeen. But Allah has ordered us, Allah has guided us, at least to hate mushrikeen. We hate mushrikeen. Qatalu fil mushrikeen. So we are ready to fight with them if they fight with us. And likewise, but the problem is with the munafiqeen. Even so, munafiqeen, the lineage, the generation to generation of the munafiqeen, the human history has created a huge numbers, the huge magnitude of munafiqeen. In the world, there's a less number of mushrikeen and kafirin, but the munafiqeen, they outnumber every category. Even in our Muslim, amongst our Muslims, munafiqeen. Just imagine, we are sitting here. This country is religiously, although no practice, a little practice is done. This country is dominated by the Anglican communion, by the Christians. And in my 35 years in this country, I've been attending, and you all have been attending majalis in this country. Tell me honestly, has there been a single incident of shooting? You will be adding to my knowledge. You will be enlightening me. Not a single event, starting from, you start from John O'Groat, start from Wick and Inverness down to Isle of Wight. You go to Norwich, you go to Hampshire, you go to Lancashire, all these counties. Not a single incident in my history, in my, living memory of 35 years. Not a single julus or majlis has been attacked here. So we salute these people. Okay? But look at in Pakistan. This Muscat and Oman used to be a bastion of peace. We organized 3-4 international peace conferences for Middle Eastern and South Asian security, international, and we call the heads of states in these organizations. And sometimes when we have certain conferences along the time, Chelum of Imam Hussain, and also Ashura and Ashra Muharram, and we pass through that Ali Masjid many times. And I've done my Azadari sometimes in Ali Masjid along with those. Most peaceful place. And the crowd used to be like 500, 700, 800. All those who have seen that Ali Masjid in Muscat, they will endorse my claim. Even that has been. And you find out who they were. Likewise, in Pakistan, 7-8 incidents, big incidents, have already occurred in the last 8 days, 9 days. And let's play to Imam Zamana, the vicegerent, the assistant, the lieutenant, the ruler of universe, delegated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's pray to him, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Bisidki Muhammad Ali Muhammad, please protect the lives of our all Muslim, Mu'min brothers and sisters in Pakistan. Along with Saudi Arabia and certain other GCC countries, and old time, the Saddam time, Iraq, the worst time was for the Shias of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. So let's pray that nothing happens to all the mu'mineen tomorrow. It's a testing time. The law enforcing agencies, they are doing the protocol jobs. They are not trained. They're not trained to look after these things, let alone preventing these through better intel gathering. So this is an opportune moment, and I pick up this platform, and with permission of Brother Ali Raza, who is the Secretary General of Imam Hasan Foundation, and on your behalf, this is expression of gratefulness to the Council of Woking, whosoever are the local government councillors and managers and the leadership of this council, and the managers of this hall given to us. We are grateful to them. They have assisted us, they have supported us, they have facilitated us, they have given us all this infrastructure. We are grateful to them that they have really. So in a way I say that they have also contributed indirectly towards Azadari Imam Hussain. So whenever you interact with these people, please convey your gratitude towards them. They've done a great job. So coming towards the conclusion of that, last 2 minutes. So going back to that ayat, that verse, Inni alamu ma la ta'lamun. So that was the claim Allah made to the angels, that whatever He knew, the angels they didn't know. That from the same clay, same material substance, the one who would be created will create stir in the universe, will kill the people. But Allah said to them indirectly, you're talking about the one killer, the one who will create tumult, but I will be creating from the same clay the embodiment of Nur as Muhammad Ali Muhammad. They will give their lives. They will not take the lives. They will give their lives. And look at Karbala. In my recondite, little known knowledge, when Allah was claiming Inni alamu ma la ta'lamun, and the personality which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had in the sight was Abu Abdullah Hussain. He put the end to fitna. He put end to zulm by giving his life of 72 of his companions. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam fulfilled or supported the claim of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inni alamu ma la ta'lamun. So these titles like Al-Hasan wal-Hussain or Shabab Ahl-Jannah, these titles not easily attained. One has to, Quran says, لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ جَعَلْنَا مَنْسَكًا. If you want to go to the height, if you want to achieve the heights, the zenith of mankind, the acme of mankind, then you have to sacrifice. And Imam Hussain alayhi salam said, Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the claim you made there. He could have taken help from angels, he could have taken help from the jinns. And Allah Ta'ala was also waiting. And so many questions could be asked on the Day of Judgment. And Allah would be responding to those questions. Certain questions, they are hitherto a mystery, but they will be unfolded. That even for a single moment, Abu Abdullah Hussain had asked Allah, Oh Allah, they have killed my Qasim. Oh Allah, they killed my brother Hasan. And now again his son, Qasim. Oh Allah, they killed my Abbas. They killed my Baba, Ali ibn Abi Talib. Oh Allah, they killed Ali Asghar. Oh Allah, you are watching it. By Shariat, I am allowed to make istighasa to you. Oh Allah, help me end this killing. Give me help. So do you think Allah would not have responded to that? Big question. Allah would have definitely. Then again, at some point, Bibi Zainab Salamullah Alaiha was so much chagrined and in sorrow, was saddened, that she thought about praying to Allah, not bad pray, praying to Allah. Oh Allah, alleviate. But then she said, no, I have to take the mission of Hussain, which has not ended in Karbala. It's the beginning of the end. I have to take it to Kufa and to Syria. And with that in mind, even Bibi Zainab Salamullah alaiha, she kept her patience, tolerance, and sabr exactly as her own mother, Bibi Zahra Salamullah alaiha, kept. So this is thing, inni alamu ma la ta'lamun, and on the day of judgment. I think this could be, even before that, when Al-Muntazir appears before us. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I mean, I would be a small person, but I would be asking that, oh Mawla, you are the son of Babul Ilm. Please explain to us the philosophy of inni alamu ma la ta'lamun. And I'm quite optimistic as a student of history. He might say, my Jad Abu Abdullah Hussain, he completed, he helped Allah towards that claim, and that claim has been fulfilled. And look, I am as a hujjat in front of you. I'm here to take you to salvation. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ.